Hello and welcome back to Whirlwind Radio. This is Marcelo Sugdeo. Did you know that hackers can break into your hotel room without your knowledge? Google has released an update to Gmail, and from what it looks like, it's going after Microsoft Outlook. And Microsoft is sending an e-waste recycler to jail for pirating Windows. Did you know that hackers have been able to sneak in and out of hotel rooms for years now? It's very possible that a hacker may have entered the room that you have stayed at during your last trip without you knowing. Using off-the-shelf hardware items, hackers can convert ordinary room keys or cards into master keys. Researchers from F-Secure, that's a cybersecurity firm in Finland, stumbled upon this flaw about a year ago and have been working with the largest lock manufacturer in the world to help fix this. They've already managed to create a software update that would effectively resolve this issue, but it will be several weeks before it's fully up and running. The ID card system that has this issue is called Vision, which is currently being used by over 40,000 major hotels around the world. F-Secure estimates that millions of rooms have been exposed to this long-existing vulnerability. So this is quite a lot of rooms and hotels around the world. Now, this technical design problem was discovered by two security consultants after years of research. The consultants became obsessed with the idea of hackers using easy-to-find plastic keycards to create master keys. And this was based on a story that they came up with, or that they saw in 2003, about a laptop disappearing from a computer security expert's room one night. And there were no traces of a break-in, and there were no signs of any tampering with the electric lock system. So these consultants decided that they will set out to see how it's possible to bypass the electronic lock without leaving a trace. So they spent the last decade trying to hack the electronic lock and finally succeeded last year. They've been able to carry out the attack several times over using the off-the-shelf hardware to create a small conversion device. The researchers' attack involves using an ordinary electronic key to the target facility, even one that has been long expired or even discarded or used to access spaces such as the garage or a closet. And using that information on the key, the researchers are able to create a master key with privileges to open any room in the building and to get in. And get this as well. The attack can be performed without being noticed. The hack has been successful on the older generation of Vision locks. The newer version is protected, but that still leaves an estimated 140,000 hotels in more than 160 countries around the world potentially exposed. Now just imagine what a person can do with such access. Getting the master key to enter any hotel room. Think about the valuables that we normally travel with. Sometimes leaving it in the room while we're out for dinner or at the event. Things like cash or a laptop, iPads, passports, and so on. You get the idea. I know that most hotels provide a safe that you can lock away your valuables. I'm not really a big fan of it, but it does help to keep your valuable items safe in the event that you're unable to take them with you whilst you travel around. The other thing to note is that the electronic lock systems, this was just pertaining to Vision, and the other lock systems could have a similar flaw as well. So you can never tell. So always try to be security conscious when traveling and leaving items in your room. Google unveiled a new Gmail design this week, giving its free email service some new features and a fresh look. Regular Gmail users can now enjoy the new design, smart replies, and email snooze features. Also, Google is adding some smart business-focused features designed to improve productivity, security, and manage the sharing of emails. These are the types of features that you'll normally see in Microsoft's Outlook app. Of course, Microsoft dominates the workspace, but Google, through its G Suite, is working to change all of that. There's a new confidential mode for setting expiration dates on emails. For example, you can even block recipients from forwarding, copying, downloading, or even printing particular messages. And this was, of course, introduced by Microsoft back in 2007. But Google is trying to bring these features to its Gmail platform. And by adding improved, also like, for example, email phishing detection, they've added two-factor authentication to protect emails, and even the ability to use a more robust offline mode for, say, traveling business users. Now they can simply use the Gmail tab in their browser without having to worry about connectivity. The biggest visual changes are also aimed at improving productivity for business users in Gmail. There's a new sidebar, which means you can look at calendar appointments side by side with your emails, and even the new quick hover buttons to delete or archive messages without needing to open them. Now, all of these features are designed to get more businesses to really consider the Gmail suite. Google has 4 million businesses paying for the G Suite right now, compared to 120 million Office 365 commercial users. Now, the thing is, Google has doubled what it had a few years ago, so they're making some strides in this area. Microsoft, on the other hand, generates more revenue from Office 365 commercial subscriptions than regular standalone copies of the Office software. And this is what Google is looking at. They can clearly see that Microsoft is outpacing its own growth in this area, and with this latest Gmail update, Google is going after this market as well. Google does have some advantages over Microsoft. It has 1.4 billion people using Gmail, compared to about 400 million on Microsoft's Outlook.com service. The Google's Gmail suite also dominates in education in the US, alongside its Chromebooks, and it has more impressive inroads in small businesses. Google also has its Android platform, and with mobile first, this is a good advantage over Microsoft. All of these advantages should make it easier for Google to entice the next generation of workers and businesses over the G Suite. But they might never fully catch Microsoft in the enterprise and big businesses sector. This latest update is indeed good news for all users, those of Office 365 and also the G Suite. It's the competition that has forced Microsoft to make some changes to Office 365 and also to Outlook.com to improve its own software and services. Similarly, Google is now improving its own products for businesses. Everyone wins when there's solid competition, and a war between G Suite and Office 365 is definitely getting a whole lot more interesting. Microsoft is sending an e-waste recycler to jail for pirating Windows. Eric Longren, the founder of the first electronic hybrid recycling facility in the US and an innovator in the field of recycling e-waste, was sentenced to 15 months in federal prison over restore disk for Windows computers. His company uses old mobile phones computers, and other electronics to build new devices. Eric has long been an advocate for recycling electronics, and now he's going to jail for it. You may remember the CDs that allow users to restore Windows to their computers if their installation is corrupted or wiped out. These CDs would normally come in the box with your purchase, your computer. While these CDs are distributed for free with the purchase of a computer, people often throw them out or misplace them. The operating system can be downloaded onto a licensed computer, but many don't really feel qualified to do so or to even want to take that step. So Lundgren realized that people were simply discarding old computers and buying new ones. So rather than trying to restore the Windows, so he decided to begin to manufacture restore CDs that could be sold to computer repair shops for $0.25 each. The idea was that these shops would then give the discs to consumers, who could then use them in the future to restore their computers and as well as a result reduce e-waste. However, things began to go downhill for Lundgren after U.S. Customs got a hold of a shipment of these discs back in 2012. And they charged Lundgren with conspiracy to traffic in counterfeit goods, as well as criminal copyright infringement. The premise here was that Lundgren was providing users with a copy of the Windows operating system on these restored disks, but that was not entirely true. The users needed to have a previously purchased license or the restored disk wouldn't work. Now, while Lundgren argued that these disks have no value or zero value, Microsoft claimed that these were counterfeit operating systems and that they had the potential to hurt Microsoft's sales. The pricing was set at $25, which was what Microsoft claimed it charged repair shops for these disks. The catch here is that this is the price for a fully licensed operating system and not the Lundgren's version. Lundgren feels his opinions have been exhausted and the appeal to the Supreme Court would be too much for him in terms of pricing or cost. And he's basically going to serve his prison sentence. But the real fear here is that this decision is a precedent for software manufacturers that want to prevent users from taking steps to extend the life of their computers. It's a blow to the cause of e-waste recycling as well, and it certainly seems petty on the part of Microsoft to go after him. Microsoft provided a statement afterwards to Engadget, and it reads, Microsoft actively supports efforts to address e-waste and has worked with responsible recyclers to recycle more than 11 million kilograms of e-waste since 2006. It continues, unlike most e-recyclers, Mr. Lundgren sought out counterfeit software which he disguised as legitimate and sold to other refurbishers. This counterfeit software exposes people who purchase recycled PCs to malware and other forms of cybercrime, which puts their security at risk and ultimately hurts the market for recycled products. So that was a statement from Microsoft. So what Lundgren did here was not technically wrong and even warrant such imprisonment. Because for you to restore a Windows computer, you need the software which can be downloaded. But Eric is distributing this in the form of a CD to make it easier for the users. But for you to validate that operating system, you need the license that came with your computer. On the other hand, yes, you can open up yourself to cybercrime by running an unknown CD on your computer. But I think the court is trying to set the precedent here by enforcing copyright laws and unlawful reproduction of software. Thanks for taking the time to join us on Whirlwind Radio today. I hope you enjoyed the show and feel free to check us out on it and canadaonline.ca And also head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. Greatly appreciate that. From the team here at Whirlwind, this is Marcelo Segdeu saying stay safe in the technology whirlwind.